Julianna Hughes, and today I'll be telling you about nonverbal communication and body language. Specifically, how nonverbal communication and body language can communicate more than the words spoken. So, technology. Technology has drastically changed the way that our society functions. It's caused many beneficial breakthroughs, and one of these being multiple new ways that people can communicate with one another. So, the pros of technology and communication are that it's easier, it's more convenient because you can just pull out your cell phone and really talk to anyone you like. And there's also many different ways. You have social media, Skype, text messaging, calling, and many other ways to communicate with anyone you want, really. But with pros, there also comes cons. The cons for communication through technology basically boils down to confusion. And this confusion happens because there's no nonverbals and there's no body language, so sometimes people can perceive a message differently than the communicator hoped for. So it can cause many misunderstandings, and even though there's emoticons and you can have smileys and stuff, it can still be very confusing without an actual face-to-face conversation with somebody. Next is the 7% rule. A man named Albert Mehrabian tested the importance of nonverbal communication and body language. In this study, he concluded that 7% of the receiver's attention was paid to the actual words. Another 38% of the receiver's attention was paid to the tone of the words being spoken. And then lastly, 55% of the receiver's attention was paid to the body language of the speaker. That's over half of the receiver's attention paid to just the body language itself. Mehrabian also explains that we pay more attention to the body language of people that we don't know or we don't trust. This is also because body language can be much harder to control than the words that we're actually speaking. Verbal and nonverbal conflict. So body language can highlight the tone and the force of words being spoken. Suzette Haydn, in her book, The Gentle Art of Verbal Self-Defense, explains a man expressing his love for a woman. So love is supposed to be something that's sentimental and affectionate, but in his expression, he screamed out, "I love you," and banged on the table in front of him. And screaming and hitting things is not sentimental and affectionate at all. It's aggressive and assertive. But doing these two things together complemented each other because the aggressiveness of him yelling and banging on the table, along with the sentimental words that he spoke, really shows his passion and his love for the woman. And it would have been different if he didn't choose these actions and this tone along with these words. So body language can also be unintentional. The article, "What is Body Language?" by Andrew Furnham explains how a communicator is always sending nonverbal messages through body language. Even if it's unintentional or intentional, subtle or blunt, they're always being shown no matter what you're doing. So even if you're trying to not send body language or nonverbals, you still are by not trying to. So, yeah. Nonverbal communication can be more fundamental than verbal communication because if you're more open with someone, then you seem more like a easier person to communicate with rather than if you're closed off. Also, something that most of the time is very unintentional is eye contact. And eye contact is extremely important in communication. First of all, it's important so the person that you're talking to knows that you're talking to them. And second of all, messages are understood way better when there's great eye contact involved. So, through this presentation, I hope I have taught you something about how nonverbal communication and body language can almost be more important than the words spoken themselves. Thank you.